Why come there's so many guys that's preaching and expressing about how they want to be in a relationship, but everybody is still ending up single, or the majority is still single? If there's so many guys that want this, why is there so many guys still single? So, all right, bet. I'm about to tell y'all why the majority of y'all are still single, okay?
Wanna break you off, relax and unwind. Could you ever fall in love with a young nigga like myself? And I've been thinking about you, nobody else. And my love is good for you.
All right, so what's good, y'all? Back with another one. Y'all know what it is. All right, so today I'm doing a requested topic that I'm going to tap on real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and get right on into it. So this topic is, the question was basically, what's up with the emotional intelligence for men? This one was requested by Psych Perspective, but I'm going to put a twist on it. So it's the emotional intelligence of black, gay, bisexual men in today's society, and also why do so many men say they want to be in a relationship but do not end up in one? Like, why is there so many people you see online all day, every day, talking about how they want to be in relationships and nobody ever ends up in a relationship? So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and cover that because, yeah, I got some pointers on that. So basically, y'all want to know why come y'all still single? Why is so many of y'all still single after one team being open, going on dates, trying to actually make yourself available for a relationship? Why come there's so many guys that's preaching and expressing about how they want to be in a relationship, but everybody is still ending up single, or the majority is still single? If there's so many guys that want this, why is there so many guys still single? So, all right, bet. I'm about to tell y'all why the majority of y'all are still single, okay? So, first, I was getting ready to go somewhere, but I'm going to chill for a second right here. All right, so first, let me see. What do I got? All right, so basically, let me just go ahead and respond to exactly the comment that it was on my status that I posted. So they said emotional maturity are downright selfish, self-centered, lacking communication skills, lack of empathy, emotionally unavailable, yet still wanting relationships and love. So what's up with that? All right, 100. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it real with y'all. A lot of the times, so besides social media, just the things that trickle down from the straight community, today's society with the uprising of narcissism and etc. Besides those things, this is what I think is attacking black gay men or bisexual men specifically in this community. So one, unrealistic expectations or unrealistic wants for what you're trading or what you are giving, and also there's too much what you want and not considering how that adds up and how valuable that is to another person. Okay, there's a lot of me. I want this, I want that. This is about me, and I'm the main character in this movie, in this world, and everybody else is just side characters and co-hosts and shit. Like, everybody thinks that they're, that's where the narcissism comes from. So that's first, and then what that does is basically, and I'm going to just actually respond to Psych Perspective because I wanted to actually tap on that. I didn't get a response, but basically, you've stated many a times, so this is another YouTuber, y'all, that I'm cool with. They have stated many a times that they are not monogamous, they are polyamorous, or they're open, but they believe in having a main partner and then being open sexually to other partners. This person is also trans intersex, so meaning that they are going to be the penetratee in these situations when they have sex. And I wanted to address that. That is an unrealistic expectation. Even though I can't fault anybody for what they want, we all have the right to want what we want. You get what I'm saying? However, you need to understand that as a person who's a bottom, or you are receiving the penetration, meaning that you are the bottom or the female or the person who's receiving the penetration, if you think that you are not going to be basically, we want to have territory over the person that we're with. If we can't keep you to ourselves, if we can't have intimacy and things like that to ourselves in the relationship, a lot of people are going to deem you as irrelevant to even be in a relationship with. They'll use you for sex and that's it. The reason why I'm addressing this is because this person also, so like many other gays or many other bisexual people, trans people, whatever, in this community, are always talking about how they're not finding nobody. Yet they are saying that they don't want to be monogamous, they want to be open, they want to have open relationships, or they want to be, you know, they just want to be accepted for who they are without making any sacrifices or without understanding the meaning of relationships. The meaning of relationships, or the purpose of relationships, marriage and stuff, is marriage and living together and building a foundation together, building a home together, building a life together. If it's not about that, then you're going to be redundant to a relationship, okay? I've said it too many times. You want to live on your own, stay single, okay? You don't want to compromise, you want everything to go your way, stay single. You want to be a hoe, you want to have sex with other people, numerous of people, just stay single. Y'all are trying to nigga rig relationships. Relationships are certain ways. There's just a couple different ways to actually have a real, genuine relationship. Everything else is just a cop out for trying to have it and then also want to have your cake and eat it too, or trying to figure out how to still have somebody in your corner but still be able to have your singleness, your singlehood. You know what I'm saying? Singlehood is not about, like, everybody has to have their individuality. When you're in a relationship, do not allow the relationship to make you out of your individuality totally, to where you don't have an identity outside of that. That's not what I'm saying. Definitely make sure you do that. However, all this, it's about what I want, and I want somebody to conform to what I want, and then you're not wanting something traditional or something that's common or something that, like I just said, equals a relationship, a genuine, real relationship, then you're going to meet obstacles. And I'm going to actually post a picture right here with these puzzle pieces that explain exactly what I thought about when this person commented. Well, when when Gio commented and said what he said, and also his commentary that I've listened to. And it just, the only reason why I'm saying this is because I'm looking at it like from a bro's perspective. If this was my homie right here next to me telling me this, I would tell my homie, just like I tell all my other friends, hey, you got unrealistic expectations. If you think that you getting ready to be in a relationship and somebody's not going to feel like they have territory over you, and they called it ownership. See, when you use these kind of terms, that is going to turn people off. Whenever you use ownership, possessions, that equivalates to a thing, like you're a possession, like you're a material out here. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to you though, I'm gonna keep it 100. Marriage, relationships are ownership of another person. Otherwise, there would be no purpose of being in a relationship. You could just be out here freelancing with with all these different motherfuckers. I mean, let's just keep it real. A lot of gay people don't want to be put in boxes, and to be in a relationship, you are gonna be put in a box. Okay? So all this, I don't want to be put in boxes, and I want to be non-binary over here and over there, and I don't want to have any restrictions in the world, and I want to do whatever the fuck I want. That equivalents be single. Do y'all get what I'm saying? All right, so that's the first one. 2, it takes a lot of bravery to be in relationships. A lot of y'all go through stuff and y'all cop out of a relationship. Y'all decide that y'all not gonna deal with this person because you dealt with somebody who was like that. You ain't gonna deal with no more tops because this is what you dealt with tops. You ain't gonna deal with no more black dudes because this is what you dealt with black dudes. You ain't gonna deal with no more masculine dudes because this is what you dealt with a masculine dude. Like, it's too much fear, too much weak nigga shit. All right, you can't have nothing if it ain't, whatever's worth having is worth fighting for and worth you know what I'm saying? Literally, like, I think motherfuckers is listening to me up here at my job. Let me pull away. Let me pull away for a minute. You feel me? Because I ain't about to get this content for free. You feel me? Um, all right, so yeah, Bravery is another one. Now, another one is, and this is the most common one actually, so really stay tuned right now. The most common one that I've noticed is defense mechanisms, okay? And I've said this before, but I haven't really gotten in depth with it, so let me go ahead and just go in depth with it real quick. So, when I say defense mechanisms, basically, reason why I had made that video and said that black men need to learn why they are the way that they are instead of just, taking responsibility for everything. You need to know why you are the way that you are, because then you'll be able to stop being so defensive about certain things, and you'll start to see where you're going wrong. Like, this is where you can actually get real self-reflection and accountability. All right. So basically, what I'm saying about that part is too many broken men, too many broken people trying to figure out a way in life to not be hurt, to not go through too much stress, too much poverty, just like a normal person, right? All right, so there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Now, let me just express to y'all where the problem comes in. Your defense mechanisms are what's keeping you single because, all right, I'm gonna give y'all some examples. Let's say you grew up poor, right? Let's say you grew up with nothing, and let's just stay right there, all right? Let's say you grew up poor, right? You grew up with nothing. That's going to cause you to value money so much more than anything else, okay? And money can be the root of all evil, even though we need it. So if you don't have emotional maturity, you will look at people as a means to come up. This is where finessers and stuff come from. So people who come from nothing can't really value relationships and have unconditional love for people, because they have learned to gauge people's worth based on what they have, what they can provide. I can always tell when somebody comes from nothing, because they're always talking about money. It's always about what you have, what you don't. When they clown people, they talking about what they got, what they don't. It's always, oh, I ain't fucking with this person if they not doing this and doing that. And it's always financial stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or it's about money, you know what I'm saying? So that's one. So that defense mechanism is going to push you away from a lot of people, because you're going to be looking at people's value based on their money. And a lot of people with money doesn't necessarily mean that they're good people. Money just increases whatever you are. So if you ain't a not shit nigga, you're gonna be a very horrible not shit nigga when you get money. If you're a good person, you're gonna be a good person when you get money. All right. So people don't understand that concept, that come from nothing, because they can't. They're fogged. Their mentality is fogged with the thought of they can only think about not struggling, not being in poverty, not being in positions that remind them of what their childhood was like and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's one example. Another example, let's say you grew up in a home where you weren't really paid attention to, or you were ignored or whatever. So now, or actually, how can I put that one? Basically just defense mechanisms, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you've been cheated on before. Now you got trust issues. You know what I'm saying? Now you accusing everybody of cheating. You got insecurities now that you done built up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, running from problems and not self-reflecting and dealing with your issues, and then escapisms. I notice as black gay men escape too much. Okay, Beyonce, Nicki, Rihanna, and all these female rappers and shit should not get in baddies. The show my sis is on. I use escapisms, like me and Babe watches, baddies and stuff like that when, on Sunday and stuff too. But it's not something that I'm not like, I've noticed like with a lot of dudes, if you get into an argument with them or something, or you say something to them that they don't like, or that whenever it comes to the point where it takes for them to take some accountability and self-reflect, instead of a lot of these niggas reflecting and, working on themselves, what they do is they go and watch baddies and shit and scroll up on their phone all day, and then nothing changes, and then they just think that because they're not thinking about it no more, they're fine. That's what I'm trying to say. Their defense is, I don't want to think about hardship. I don't want to think about why we're arguing. I don't want to think about why I'm fucked up and why I need to fix this about me and fix this about me. So I'm going to just, shut it all out, look at my phone, call somebody, talk to somebody to distract me, get online, watch baddies, that'll distract me. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, escapisms get the most views for a reason, y'all. A lot of people are trying to escape their reality because they don't like their lives. They're bored, they're stressed out, they're depressed, they're anxious all the time. So niggas, instead of dealing with it, you know what I'm saying, they go in and deflect and distract themselves, hop on the game or something, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just gay men, it's black people period, but people period nowadays. But I'm highlighting black people because I'm focused on us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what I see a lot of the time. Black people don't ever focus on their shit. Also, if you grow up in a home around a bunch of people all the time, you never have learned how to self-reflect because you always got people around you to distract you from doing any of the self-reflecting or even understanding anything about yourself. So you're really just a product of everything around you. That's why I said it is important, all right, to be alone at some point in life, okay? A lot of people think because I'm a relationship oriented that means that I promote being in a relationship all the time. No, I don't. The only reason why I'm at this mindset is because I was single for a minute and I was by myself when I was single, working on myself, not ignoring. I wasn't doing drugs to distract myself. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with a lot of gay people. They are, weed doesn't count, but I'm talking about like a lot of gay people, they just distract themselves. They hide up under these rocks and deflect themselves and live in denial and live in delusion land, in la la land, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people can't be in relationships like that because it's all a fantasy. You're not dealing with yourself. You step out in dating field, you ain't worked on nothing from the last nigga that you broke up with, you know what I'm saying? Because you blamed it all on him. That's another thing. There's a lack of accountability. Motherfuckers is out here thinking everything is everybody else's fault. That's another defense mechanism, okay? When people grow up and nobody was paying attention to them, lack of attention, that's where I was going with that one. They grow up feeling like everything they got to focus on everything on themselves. That's why they grow up selfish, because nobody else looked out for them. So of course they feel like they had to learn. It was a survival tactic. I had to learn how to survive on my own and make sure I did it for myself because nobody else was going to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to grow up in a family that is supportive. This is why it's vital to have at least a 2-parent household. It really needs to be raised by a village. I feel like everybody need to have a whole fucking family around them being raised. You know what I'm saying? But at least a 2-parent household. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make my next video is gonna be a story time about me, because a lot of y'all want to know, where did I get my emotional intelligence? How did I get to this point? How did I get to where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a story time, but I'm gonna tell y'all, whoever watches that, be aware of being jealous, because every time I tell my story, I get a lot of people jealous of me. That's why I don't like to talk about myself personally too much, and I just give y'all topics that y'all can relate to and things that I feel like y'all can benefit from, because when I get to talking about myself, a lot of people get feeling some type of way about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So just to say that, but yeah, y'all, living in denial, escapisms, delusional, what else? The defense mechanisms is the main thing. And also, toxic people tend to feed off of others' responses. All right, if y'all ain't never dealt with somebody like this, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Have y'all ever been around somebody who feeds off of your responses? Meaning, they can do some fucked up shit, right? And then they'll wait for you to respond, and then that'll be the topic of the conversation, instead of them apologizing and practicing accountability. They gonna respond. They gonna go off of your response. So I'm gonna tell y'all, always get in control of your energy and how you respond to people, because that is gonna be your best weapon when it comes to toxic people. Okay. Toxic people need your response to be negative to validate them, so that they don't have to take no accountability, so that they don't have to, self-reflect. And I feel like that's the main issue with gay black men. I noticed in most of the relationships and other people's, as soon as y'all can argue all day, and as long as you're wrong, it's cool. But as soon as it's their ass that needs to admit to something and fix something, now, oh, they'll rather go fuck with somebody else. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. That's why most of y'all single. Okay? Most of y'all don't want to do no self-reflecting, so y'all just up and leave the niggas that kind of force you in the corner to do so. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna keep running from nigga to nigga to nigga like that, because every person in a relationship is a mirror on you. That's all that they are. If you keep bouncing from person to person and saying that it's everybody else's fault, well, guess what? Being in a relationship is that other person is holding a mirror up to you as well. And a lot of people don't like to see themselves. A lot of people run from themselves. So if you one of those people, you're gonna indefinitely end up single constantly. That's why accountability and self-reflection is vital for a relationship. You cannot be in a relationship if you are not a person who, if you get offended and if you get like, you feel like you attacked, or you feel like something wrong because somebody done pointed out something, somebody done read something on you, and they was right, and now you have to talk about how they ain't got shit and they mama didn't love them and all this other shit because they done triggered your little ass, you don't need to be in a relationship. All right? I found that that's the main reason in gay black relationships why they don't work. It's too many broken people, and two broken people can't be together. Okay? Y'all got to work on yourselves first. Because it's all fantasy. Oh, everybody's sitting around here. Oh, I want to be in a relationship. I want to do this. I want to do that. Oh, I see that all day on social media. And y'all all still single. Beyond years, throughout years and years and years. All y'all focus on is y'all's careers, because that's all that y'all been taught to care about. And the elites is brainwashing us. I'm going to keep it real. I could tell. Like, that who else is going to benefit on everybody being single besides the government? Because everybody's living in a different place, paying all these different separate rents and all that other stuff. Like, y'all have no idea that y'all are feeding into agendas by talking about being single. We ain't never been like that. As humans, if you look in our human nature, single is not our human nature. Yes, everybody needs to experience it at some point. If you ain't never been single, your ass need to be single. Okay, I'm not saying that. Because people who ain't never been single and always is in relationships, they be some of the biggest problems right there. Because they're running from themselves. All right? So, yeah, it's the lack of accountability, lack of empathy. And let me tell y'all something about empathy. Empathy is not a fucking choice. People want to act like, oh, there's certain people who's empathetic and certain people who are not. I'm sorry. If you're not empathetic, you need to stay single. Because empathy don't mean shit, but I can feel where you coming from even though I don't relate. Because guess what? We gonna not relate. Nigga, you not gonna meet nobody who has been through everything you've been through. So all empathy is I can see where you're coming from. I can feel your energy. I can feel your sadness, your whatever you got going on in that moment when you're talking to me, and I can feel you, and I can understand how to move about that so that I don't perpetuate that same feeling in you, and vice versa. That's what empathy is. If a motherfucker lack empathy, I promise you, don't get in a relationship with them, because they're gonna be nothing but a headache, and then y'all gonna break up. All right. Empathy is not optional in relationships, all right? I'm sick of people saying that too. It's not an option. You need it in a relationship. Otherwise, just stay single, okay? Okay, and y'all, last but not least, I just thought about it off the top of my head, but it's facts. Y'all all put the same moves on each other in the same games. Like, let me give y'all some examples. This is why another reason why y'all not working. A lot of y'all got the same defense tactics, and when you pair two of the same defense tactics up against each other, it's gonna create a negative energy, which means like two batteries, like two negatives or two positives touching each other. That's not gonna be good, okay? And what I mean by that is y'all all doing the same shit, okay? All y'all's defense mechanisms to keep yourself from being hurt or being rejected or whatever, y'all all doing the same stuff. I'm gonna give y'all some examples. Acting uninterested. That's very common nowadays, okay? What that is this is a way y'all to just, this is why y'all just stare at each other and in public and shit. Nobody makes a move on each other because y'all sitting up waiting on the next motherfucker to do something. All right? Like acting uninterested, okay? Acting like a mean boy to prevent yourself from being hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna act like you're unavailable. A lot of this is acting acting emotionally unavailable. A lot of these men are willing and wanting to be with somebody, but they act emotionally unavailable because the world taught you that if you act like you're not looking for something, it's gonna just come and stumble and slap you up in the face somewhere. No, that's not true. I done said before, you can literally look for something and not find it. You cannot look for something and never find it. And you cannot look and it can come for you, and you cannot look and it'll never come. Like, you can't, go based off of those like stereotypical quotes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of purposeful acting, like how somebody else treated you, it made you enthused in them because they was acting uninterested. So now you gonna act uninterested because everybody's been taught that we all are wanting what we can't have. I'm chasing after this nigga, he don't want me. Somebody chasing after me, I'm ignoring them, doing the same thing that the nigga I'm wanting is doing to me. That's all another reason why y'all single, because y'all are all doing the exact same things and thinking that y'all different or thinking that you're more like excelling or something. Like, you're doing the same game, you're playing the same games on each other. All right. What else? Where that comes from, there's an example where that comes from or where that stems from, because y'all don't know where y'all get stuff from. Let's say you was rejected, or you was turned down as a child by your parents or whatever, whenever you wanted something and you were rejected. So now you grown up building this whole blocking motherfuckers as soon as they do something that you don't like and all that, because you rather you be the one to reject somebody than somebody to reject you, so you block them before they can block you, thinking that you're doing something, but really you're just rearing your head and you're showing exactly where your problems are at. You know what I'm saying? I promise y'all, I done had a lot of different circumstances with people, and the people that don't block me and I don't block them, I could tell that at least the relationship was genuine, whatever we did share, and it shows me that, you know what, this person still see me as a human being and not as somebody that was supposed to do what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, a lot of that goes on, okay? Ghosting is another form of communication, of defense mechanism that is very popular nowadays. People will block you, ghost you before you do it to them. Even if they're wrong, they'll ghost you because they're wrong and you have the nerve and the audacity to call them out on their bullshit. So they'll block you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why y'all single. Okay? What else? Y'all also treat each other like just another number. Y'all don't talk to each other like human beings. That's another thing. I noticed that when I got with my boyfriend, when we first started talking, we literally were talking. Like, the reason why I chose him to go to his crib and link up with him out of everybody else was because when we were talking, he was talking to me like a human. I could tell through those messages that this is a human being. He talking and asking me about random stuff. We talking about random stuff, and we don't even know each other. That is another thing that is gonna set y'all up to be better, to find a relationship more, is when you're actually being communicative and acting like a human being. Y'all don't connect with each other. Y'all hit each other up for sex. Y'all treat each other like it's just sex, and then y'all find out later, oh, this person cool to be around. Oh, this person's chill. Oh, I want to be, maybe this can be more. But it always is, the foundation is sex with us. You know what I'm saying? That's another problem. Y'all treating each other like numbers, and then we convince ourselves that if we have good sex with you, then that's somebody that I can continue with. But really, you can have good sex with anybody. Sex is not really a compatibility gauger. That's a maturity thing. See, I thought that good sex was a compatibility gauger as well. I'm finding out that that's not the case, which is getting ready to spark a video for the whole top bottom verse thing and how unimportant it is when you really get in a real deal relationship and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, y'all treat each other like numbers, and y'all all doing the same shit to each other. Y'all all doing the same thing. I remember one day some dude was like, when I was out here dating and shit before I got with baby, and he was just like, yeah, I had to let you come after me and let you know what my worth was so you could act right. I had to quit hitting you up all the time and show you. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, you thought that I saw your worth because you stopped hitting me up and I hit you up for some ass? Nigga, plus you just did everything everybody else did when you stopped hitting me up. That made me think you was just like everybody else. And really you were interested in me. So you snoozed and losed because you acting like you ain't interested in a nigga because you want me to chase you. You're trying to play this secret game in your head. You know what I'm saying? But real niggas connect with people who fuck with them, not people who want them to chase them. So you up here trying to get a nigga to chase you, and now you wonder why you single. That's what I'm saying. And then if two people are doing that, because most likely that's the case that y'all be in, y'all both be doing the same game and wonder why nobody's getting together. Y'all are all doing the same shit with each other. Change y'all's game up. Like when women be like, oh, I done heard that line before, when they be going at niggas with that cocky shit, like, oh, I done heard that line before, nigga. Miss me, next. That's what y'all doing. Y'all are all doing the same thing with each other. Y'all ain't tired of that shit yet? Yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. If I miss something, y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. I was rushing on my lunch break making this video. I'm about to go get me some Hawaiian barbecue. You feel me? So, y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. Baby, how much I really take.